Alright, so welcome to my Tales from the Borderlands Episode 1 Zer0 Sum review. And of course, Tales from the Borderlands isn't made by Gearbox itself. It's actually made by Telltale Games, of course, from the known Walking Dead games and was it the Wolf Among Us games. So, and probably Back to the Future before that. So, anyways, yeah. So this game isn't your really Borderlands type of game. You know, it's not really with a first-person shooter with RPG elements. It's more of a Telltale game with more a little bit based off of decision making and how that influences your playthrough. So just a little bit of background first. It is out for the PS4, PS3, Xbox One, Xbox 360, PC, and Mac.
Right this way to the world famous Hall of Pandoran Luminaries.
In Tales from the Borderlands, you actually play two different characters during the playthrough. First, you start out with Rise, who is a Hyperion employee. So he actually works up at what is it called, Helios, and something has happened, and now he's on Pandora. And then the second character is Fiona, who's also who actually lives in Pandora. She's a con artist, and it kind of fits into what's going to happen. So you actually see a little bit of the interaction later on in the game where they actually both meet up with each other, and then kind of plays throughout the whole story and probably throughout all the episodes that are coming out for it. And of course, this actually takes place maybe a little bit after Borderlands 2. Of course, spoiler alert, Jack is dead, and you know, you have all those vault hunters going out trying to figure out where all the vaults are, and of course, in this game, something happens, and you actually see a pretty cool character. So, one of my favorite characters from the Borderlands, just because he's cool.
Fiona? What, is there some sort of radiation leak I don't know about?
And of course, like I said, this is a Telltale game, so you aren't going around shooting things. Technically, you're not going around shooting things with, you know, the first-person sight with the ADS and everything like that. No, you're not. What you actually do is, like I said, you're pretty much making decisions on how the story is played out. Like a Telltale game, you are given certain decisions with triangle, square, well, pretty much all your face buttons, and each one has a different answer, and they give you different results. So that's where the Telltale games are from. You do have some areas where you can kind of walk around, you know, the area, but it's really limited, so you aren't really doing much exploring. What differentiates between the character is Rise actually can scan certain items, and it gives you a description of the item and maybe who owned it and things like that. So it's pretty cool. That's cool about it. And then for Fiona, there's really nothing. I think that she holds all of your money. So if you press, I think it was the L1, it actually pops up. And for Rise, it actually pops up like a little scanning thing from his eye. And then Fiona, you actually nothing pops up. It just pops up your money. So that kind of plays into the story a bit.
Rocket! I know!
So what did I like from the game itself? I actually like the script itself. I love the fact that it's witty and it's funny and it's really Borderlands-like. And that's where I felt like pre-sequel was kind of mellow on that a bit. It felt like it wasn't the heart and soul of a Borderlands game. It felt like for this game itself, it felt like I was playing a Borderlands game without really action itself. And of course, another thing is I actually like the fact that they showed a few characters from, you know, the past games, and a few you know, bad guys and stuff. So, you know, I could point out a whole bunch of little small things that I saw where I'm like, oh, cool, I know that guy, or I know this person, I know them, and I seen them, and I helped them out with some quests and things like that. So that was pretty cool. I love that. And another one is actually unlike Walking Dead, Tales from the Borderlands was pretty much a non-stop ride until the end. You know, by the time I noticed already, I was like, oh my gosh, I already finished the game. Wow, that was quick. And of course, that plays a little bit into something else. So, like I said, there's a lot of non-stop action. There's a lot of action everywhere. Telltale action, not Telltale game action, I should say, not the normal Borderlands action, but there's enough to go and, you know, just get you going, and it keeps going, and that's freaking awesome. I love that.
Disproportionate response mode.
This thing is amazing.
And of course, what I didn't like from the game, it was kind of weird to have some performance problems in here. There's a few times when, and hopefully it's just a bug, but there's a few times where it gets choppy at times. Had times where you know, a dialogue would start and then it would just kind of stop and then it'll restart again. So, you know, the characters will say the dialogue twice, and all that little things like that kind of kills the mood of the game a little bit. But it's not really too bad. The performance hits is kind of weird. I mean, there's some times where there's nothing really going on, and you can see it fluctuate a bit, and it kind of is jarring. So you're like, oh my gosh, what the heck? But it doesn't really happen a lot throughout the game, just a few small little times. But at the same time, it was more towards the action parts, I guess. I could say it's, you know, action heavy, but at the same time, it's just a Telltale game, and that stuff shouldn't really you know, affect the game itself. Another one is, like I said, it's a non-stop action ride until the end. I just felt like the game was a little bit shorter than the other two games that, or at least the other one, because I only played Walking Dead. It feels shorter than the Walking Dead itself. I felt like, you know, I played through The Walking Dead, and I was just like, oh, I can do all these little things like that. And it kind of ties into the next thing too, is the fact that the area is a little bit smaller to explore. In The Walking Dead, you actually have, you know, times where you can kind of explore, like mostly in the pharmacy place. You can kind of explore the place out and, you know, pick up small little things. In Tales from the Borderlands, there are times where, you know, it's just straight shot, and it just gives you all these things you can kind of interact with, which is kind of weird. But I would like to see a little bit more, you know, open space. Hopefully, you know, the next few episodes you can actually see that. But for this one, at least, there's a lot of time was just walk to this destination and then get to the scene.
Please, August, please help me. Help me.
You are.
So all in all, I had fun with this game. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Borderlands, and I love this game just the fact that they have so much, you know, little cool things that contributes into Borderlands itself. You know, you see characters from Borderlands, Borderlands 2. I don't remember seeing anything from pre-sequel, but other than Jack and stuff, of course, he's in there. And then you see, you know, the guns they have, all this stuff like that. So I love that. And of course, what bugs me is really just the performance hits. And the fact that you can kind of beat it pretty quick. Maybe it was just because it was, like I said, it was just action-packed, and then I got to the end and it was just like, oh, wow, that's it. But anyways, I love the game. And, of course, if you're a Borderlands fan, I would definitely go out there and buy it. I mean, you get all these pretty cool, small little nudges for, you know, the other Borderlands game. And, of course, you see characters that, you know, you kind of enjoyed, you know, interacting with in Borderlands. And of course, and then, like I said, it is a Telltale game, so you kind of Telltale games anyways. But like I said, this is freaking awesome. I would definitely go out and buy it, even if you're not a big fan of Borderlands. It's still a fun game to play. I made pretty short, but like I said, it's still a really good game to play.
About it. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Looks like he had a change of heart.